I was banished from the royal palace. What was my crime? Falling in love with a human. Now I'm stuck between two worlds, but this story is just beginning. The cold of the night creeps toward the northern regions of the world. The wind rustles the leaves of the trees. The howls of wolves echo in the distance. For someone raised in the corridors of crystal palaces, these sounds were frightening at first, but now they bring me peace. My name is Vyralith. I am the third princess of the Astralis Empire. Or I was. Now I am just an exile. I sat in front of the cabin, staring at the coffee cup in my hand. The world's fire is different, ours is different. But what is different from everything else is this: the peace in the silence. A voice comes from behind me, that voice. You're cold. Come inside. I turn my head and see the man I love behind me, Elias. His red hair fell over his shoulders, his beard white with cold. He wore an oil-stained jacket. He was a mechanic. His expression was soft but cautious. When he looked at me, I saw an inner fragility in his eyes, as if he had escaped something, but was still being pursued. A momentary warmth filled me, but at the same time, my chest tightened. Because the price of this peace was heavy, I sensed that this peace would soon end. A light appeared in the sky. An engine sound, but not an engine sound belonging to human technology. The voice of my people. My pursuers were about to find me. The beginning of the exile, as you might guess, was not a love story. It all started with a reconnaissance mission. As Astralis ships enter Earth's atmosphere, they leave a purple trail in the sky. We were looking for small points of contact for interstellar diplomacy. Earth was undeveloped for us, but it was strategically important. Our empire was planning to expand. I had come with my father for observation. This was my duty as a princess, but fate had other plans. While my ship was conducting research near Earth's surface, a malfunction occurred in the systems. Atmospheric magnetic storms damaged the ship, and I was forced to land alone in a capsule. The capsule landed in an empty field. That day, I breathed in the scent of the soil for the first time. When I exited the capsule, I slowly looked around. I readied my weapon. I didn't know what kind of creatures lived on this planet. They could be dangerous. I heard a voice behind me. Hey, are you okay? I immediately turned around and pointed my weapon in the direction of the voice. In front of me stood a human from this planet, holding a metal tool. Elias. This was our first encounter. He was anxious. I was on guard. Don't come any closer, I said, my telepathic voice trembling slightly. He took a step back, but didn't run. His eyes widened, and he studied me with surprise and curiosity. You're not human. No. Are you hurt? His question surprised me. Shouldn't this creature be afraid? Shouldn't he run from me? But he didn't run. He wanted to help me. According to astrological laws, even speaking to a human in my true form was forbidden. But still, something stirred inside me at that moment. Stay away. I need to get back to the ship, I said. Elias shook his head. I haven't seen a ship nearby. You don't look well. I can take you to my home and help you rest. I knew the languages of this world, but I was unfamiliar with their cultures. Still, I felt a sense of trust toward him. I lowered my weapon and went to where he lived. A princess's first rule: never trust strangers, especially if they are not of my kind. But at that moment, I forgot that rule. Days passed. I couldn't communicate with anyone. Every day, I went to where my capsule had landed and tried to communicate with the radio, but to no avail. Days passed like this. I was adapting to life here, but my mind was always with my people, with my father. Every day, I taught Elias something new, and he taught me something new. I told him about the stars, not the myths written in books, but the real stars. He told me about the wind, the rain, and the fire of Earth. Every evening, we sat by the fire. While he repaired what he called an old radio, I closed my eyes and felt my telepathic waves synchronize with the vibrations of Earth. But the most dangerous thing was this: the change in the light in his eyes when he saw me. And when I looked at him, I felt the same light. And so the greatest law of the Empire was born. An Astralis cannot fall in love with a human. But I did. One day, as the rain pounded against the windows, Elias sat down next to me. We were silent for a while. Elias touched my hand. "Vyralith," he said softly, "when you're gone, it will be very quiet here." Something I had never felt before suddenly began to form inside me. He held my hand. I couldn't pull my hand away. At that moment, the battle began. The war between the throne and my heart. And at that moment, I heard a telepathic, trembling voice. Astralis technology knows many things. Telemetry data even analyzes changes in heart rate. They had found me. I was summoned back to the palace. As I said goodbye to Elias, his eyes filled with tears. For the first time, he wasn't hiding his emotions. "I'll be back," I said. But I didn't know if I really would. To prevent Elias from getting hurt, I quickly moved away from him and reached the location of my capsule. The guards put me in a small exploration vehicle and took me to the ship. As the vehicle rose into the sky, I could no longer see Elias or his little house. I had returned to my planet, but the situation at the palace was worse than I had imagined. The trial in the royal hall. The ceremonial hall was dazzling with the light of thousands of crystals. My father, King Thyrexis, sat on his throne. My brother Zalkrin looked at me with narrowed eyes. "I received a report that you formed a bond with a human," said my father. My voice did not tremble. "It is true," I said. "He protected me, helped me, and suddenly my words were cut off." "We know you love him," said Zalkrin. A murmur spread through the hall. The palace guards bowed their heads. The planet's dignitaries turned their heads toward my father. Suddenly, a deep silence enveloped that magnificent, dazzling hall. My father stood up. "Vyralith, what you have done is treason against the Empire, according to imperial law, and most importantly, against your own people," he said. "It's not treason," I said. "It's just freedom," he shouted. "You are a princess. I am no longer just a princess," I shouted. The hall fell silent once more. Then my father pronounced his sentence. "I strip you of your titles. You have no family, no people. You are exiled from Astralis to the darkest place on the planet. You will never set foot on our soil again," he shouted. A sly smile appeared on my brother's face. Exile. That word ruined everything. But at the same time, a fire burned inside me. The fire of freedom. After being exiled from the planet, I somehow managed to escape, but returning to Elias's hut wasn't easy. I had to hide my identity. My energy was limited. Most of my Astralis devices had been taken from me. When Elias saw me, he couldn't believe it for a moment. "You're really back," I smiled. "I promised." But soon we realized we weren't alone. Astralis followers had found me. I had to face them. The arrival of the followers. The sky opened as if it had split apart. Purple lights filtered through the trees. 3 warships descended. Commander Rezhar was a soldier loyal to my father. "Vyralith, surrender," he said. "You defied the exile decree." Elias stepped forward. He stood in front of me. This meant a human was standing against an Astralis warrior. "You will not harm him," Elias said. He clenched his fists. Rezhar laughed. "Human, step aside. This does not concern you." "Perhaps it does not," said Elias. "But he is my everything." My telepathic bonds trembled. This sentence shook me deeply. Conflict was inevitable. The final battle / the moment of decision. The spheres of light opened. The surface of the world was crisscrossed with Astralis energy explosions. I, once a princess, was fighting my own people. Elias refused to retreat and stayed by my side. An energy blast flew towards him. I threw myself in front of him. The light inside my body flashed. Elias cried out, "Vyralith." I fell to the ground but got back up. "Enough," I shouted. I sent a wave through the minds of all the followers. I was exiled, but I am free, and I have made my choice. My words stunned them for a moment. But this power weakened me. I collapsed to my knees. Rezhar moved. He was about to kill me. At that moment, Elias stepped forward. He was unarmed. He was human, but he was fearless. He blocked Rezhar's blow with his own body. Blood began to flow and pool on the ground. Seeing him lying there, I rushed to his side. "Elias," I shouted. Suddenly, my energy erupted uncontrollably and wildly. A wave of light damaged the warships and forced Rezhar and his soldiers to retreat. They had to retreat. But Elias had grown heavy in my arms. "I'm fine," he said softly. "Just a little," he said, then passed out from his severe injuries. Elias struggled to recover for days. I used the last drop of Astralis ancient energy to heal him. It was an irreversible decision. I lost most of my abilities, but he survived. One morning, he opened his eyes. He looked at me. "I'm here," he said. "I'm with you." And for the first time, I became fully human, with my weaknesses, my fears, my emotions. Not a princess, not an exile, just Vyralith. I learned that power comes from mercy. Elias learned that fear can be overcome with love. The universe is vast, the rules are cruel, but the heart is greater than anything. The Astralis ships did not return, but one day they would come. I could feel it, and we would be ready. Like someone newly born. He is a man who is no longer alone. A love between two worlds. Our story is just beginning. If you want to see the rest of the story, the new enemies, the Astralis civil war, and the new life Vyralith and Elias will build together, subscribe to our channel and write continue. Hope to see you soon.